Good morning, everyone. Alessandro Piovesan here from the silo at the magnificent Hunthill Farm. And yes, magnificent indeed. This place is so phenomenal. You gotta be here to, appreciate and feel and experience the healing magic energies of Hunt Hill. Wow. We're still here in the great room, um, the old 199. One of the world's most famous and the most sought after Steinway ever built. And we have it on video and letters and all from Skitch Henderson and Steinway. This piano here was played by all the names you can imagine, from Rachmaninoff all the way to John Lennon, Fred Mercury, and these guys. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. Let me go here check my Facebook, because usually the live appears as private for some weird reason. So let me change the setting here. It's not my fault. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on, but I can't. But anyway, are you ready? Excited? Pleased? Ready to go? To live the best day of your life today? To make it today the best day of your life? Getting there? Working on the details? All right. It's understandable, and as long as you keep trying and finding new tools and applying yourself towards the goal of clearing your mind and living the life of your dreams, you can achieve that. It's totally possible. It's just a matter of getting the right tools, being surrounded by the right kind of energy and people, and your life will definitely get better. As long as you keep trying, you cannot fail. So, talking about the thoughts of the day, I picked my own for today. Again, I picked them randomly from my little book, which I'm working on to release to you guys at no cost. Something that I put together years ago when I had my website. Hey, trying to stick this glass to my head is hard. See, I have a big head. And so every day I was waking up, and this was pretty much my big break in terms of things really working the way I expected, actually much better than I expected. And I was in the process of trying to keep myself focused and stay centered, to make sure I don't lose you know, the direction where I'm going, because it's very easy for you to get lost either way, when things are very dark and hard, or when things are going very well. You can get overwhelmed by the attention, by the by the money, by everything that's going on. And if you're not centered, if you're not really focused, you lose yourself, and then you can cause harm by simply forgetting the people that help you get there, or becoming an asshole just because you're floating on money. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many things that can happen to take you away from yourself, and things are good as well. So every morning I will wake up and I think of something and I will write them down. Pretty much like I've been doing the last few days, but without writing. Today, I randomly picked this one here. That says, it's important to keep your cool when faced with difficult or uncomfortable situations, to avoid losing the battle for lack of reason or excessive ignorance that will give victory to your opponents. Ooh, that's deep, right? Why? Keep your cool when things are different. I mean, for me, if you've been following my videos and seeing my messages and understanding a little bit more about my life, you know that I used to resort to extreme violence to solve conflicts. Was my conflict resolution tool. Extreme violence equals problem solved. My mind, my time, the things. Remember, I spent 4 years living on the streets, eating from garbage cans from 14 to 17. My life, my upbringing was a little bit different than most people. So violence is something that I found comfortable. comfort in. It's something that I felt safe, believe it or not. So reminding me that I'm in the process of positive vibrations always as the motto for my new life, where I need to channel this desire, this energy, this impulse to something positive that can keep me on the track of the life of my dreams, right? We all need those tools. So positive vibrations always is something that I adopted decades ago. Now I use a lot of the, only what's from God and from love can come to me, that Jeannie Street taught me. Jeannie is a great friend, is my spiritual healer and guide, because I talk to a lot of people about what they believe, about God, about the source, the spirits and all, to understand and be fair to what's happening to us. I want to be grateful for the opportunities I'm receiving. But since I'm not a religious person, and my experience with the word God hasn't been really that great, I mean, it was, during my childhood. But what I like about it is that Jeannie doesn't try to impose her beliefs or her God or, her religion into me. She's able to explain things to me, keeping her personal things private, and at the same time not invading my mental space. Because if I feel invaded, I block, I shut down. Like before anything that had the word God in it, any event, I've got this, got that, I would not be part of. But anyway, so being able to keep your cool when something is happening, when people are trying to, push stuff towards you, or in a negotiation or a relationship, in anywhere, being able to keep your posture, to focus on what's happening and digest that information before you simply react. Because I have this kind of problem too. I don't have a slow speed, just for starters. My slow speed is 75. I go from 75 to 100 in a microsecond, and not for little outbreaks. I have like psychotic episodes. So learning how to process that info and let it sink and really understand what's going on. That sometimes it comes to sound like a rejection, or sound like a no, that can be done, or that's not possible, whatever it is, and you want it to happen, but then in your head you have the justifications why it should happen, and you start pushing towards that forceful outcome, which then makes you lose your cool, and for an excessive amount of, let's say, for a lack of strategy, right, and an excessive ignorance, you lose the battle. Why I'm talking about the battle? If you keep following me and knowing the stuff, I'm a big fan of Sun Tzu, The Art of War, which I will talk. I'm going to do a whole session soon when I figure out the equipment on Sun Tzu, The Art of War. It's been used and adapted for everything, for everyday life, for marketing, for sales, for love, for anything. It's phenomenal. And so seeing yourself in a battle, in a war field, Sun Tzu has one of the teachings is, the concept is simple. If you know yourself, but don't know your enemy, or vice versa, you know your enemy, but you don't know yourself, you can fight 1,000 battles, and for every victory, there will be a defeat. Because it's 50-50, right? You know yourself, you don't know your enemy, so you might be able to keep balancing that way. But he also says that if you know yourself and know your enemy, you can fight 1,000 battles, and victory is certain, right? So knowledge, energy, thoughts, ideas, action, consequence. Everything goes in those steps. So understanding what's going on in a situation and taking your time to really digest what's going on and analyze what's happening will help you make smarter decisions for your life. And keeping your cool or even especially if things are not really going your way, the worst thing you can do is to burst and break up and freak out. Because at this point, you are also showing your enemy the buttons they can push that makes you jump. You want to keep that all. And please, I'm saying the enemy here and there. I'm not seeing anybody as the enemy. It's because, according to Sun Tzu, you put yourself into a war situation and you have yourself and you have the enemy. The enemy is every situation that you need to overcome, or personal, anything that goes, you're going to face in the battle to live the life of your dreams. Tools like this and the willingness to pay attention, to apply yourself, and keep moving forwards towards the life of your dreams is what makes a difference. But it doesn't really matter how many tools or how much love or support we give you. Because if you're really not doing your part, if you're really not focused, interested, and dedicated to make it happen, to make those necessary changes so your life can be better, it ain't gonna happen. Sorry, as simple as that. Unless anyone comes in here with a magic wand and make things happen, you can't control. Life is too unpredictable, it's too wonderful and mysterious. Look at my life, look at what's happening with my family now. Look at this. This is one of the world's greatest musicians. It's Keith Henderson. A year and a half ago, before we came here, never heard of him. I heard of all the work that he has done, but never knew it was him. Now you imagine coming from what I come from and suddenly be sitting here, being able to touch the keys in the world's most famous piano with the guy in the guy's house, the guy that was teaching Julie Garland how to sing Over the Rainbow for the Wizard of Oz. How could you dream of something like this? I couldn't. I dream big. I dream big. But this is so mind-blowing, so far beyond what I could dream, and I thought of so many things. But this is part of the magic of life. Yes, I know. When the good magic is happening to you, it's all fluffy, nice clouds. When you're watching on the other side, stuck in the mud of darkness, it's pretty hard to believe or even to feel anything about it. But I've been there. Now I'm here and looking like, oh my God, how do I share this magic with everybody to see it is real, it is real. And I've been one of the most skeptical, pragmatic persons in the world. Right? I didn't believe in anything that I couldn't see or touch. And wow, it was so hard to explain. I even have my friends coming to me, you using the word God now? What's going on with you? Sick? No, I don't know. I can't really explain. But there are moments in our lives where we drift away from who we are. In moments like this, where light is shining on us, and you can get lost. You can get lost in your head, in your mind, in so many ways. Or extreme darkness. That's very easy to understand why you get lost and things get complicated. I've been there. I've been there many times. One thing that helped me, and maybe able to help you too, is to come back home. Home, here, inside of yourself, where you know who you are. There are no masks, there are no pretending, there is no expectations of anything. It's just you and yourself, and you know who you are. So come back home, sit there in that moment with yourself, and then open the boxes of your past achievements and victories, and also those box of stinky moments and dirty stuff. Open them all up. Open the bad stuff that you've been through and you consider to be impossible to overcome or go anywhere. I can't do it. It's too much for me. It's not going to happen. And yet here you are. You made it. You came through. You thought it was impossible because, you don't really want to go through this crap. But you got the strength. You got the power. You got your life. Because your life is the most important thing you could ever have. Although right now your living is crap, right? You're not feeling that whole goodness of life. I don't want this anymore. You don't want the living that you have, but you certainly want your life. So think of the living that you would want to be living. And if that was happening, would your life be better? No, your life is the same. Your living will be better. And you have the power to make the right choices and face the challenges, to go up that mountain and live the life of your dreams. The sooner you start it, the sooner you're going to get there. And you have the time, you have the time, you have the power, you have the strength. But when you're opening all these boxes, also open the box of that wrong stuff, the bad juju that you did to others. And you know the bad contributions you put out there in the world, you know what they were. And you must be aware and accept them, because they are part of the reason why your life is the way it is. Not talking about the things that are beyond your control, stuff that life just throws at you as bonuses. I'm just talking about the things that you have done in the past that were not that great and could result into a bad karma. Believe it or not, it doesn't matter. What I believe is that whatever you do, you're going to pay for it. So once you realize your own contributions to the consequences and to the life you're living today, and is willing to take new tools and rejoice your strength in your life and keep moving forward, you will definitely get there. Knowing yourself is half of the battle, not the bottle. And being willing to accept new opportunities and tools and help, ask for help, it makes a big difference. Talking about the help and the tools, on January 22nd, we'll be starting the Silos Experiential Workshop Series. The first one is From Survival to Thriver, Tools to Get Us Unstuck. It's awesome, awesome. It's about understanding how your brain works, the neuroplasticity, how they call, but also hearing stories of people that have been in the victim mode and went to survivor mode and now in thriver mode, using basic tools in life. And we have a series of professionals that are coming together to give you those tools. Simple stuff that you can use and make a huge difference in your life and your living. Registration forms will be up in the beginning of the year, and I'll keep you guys informed on that. In the meantime, if you're looking for a place, if you desire to breathe new fresh air, learn awesome history, get a deeper connection with Mother Nature, come to Hunt Hill Farm, visit the silo. I'll be glad to give you a tour and show you everything around. We can exchange some positive energies and thoughts and moments of healing and happiness. In your way here, if you can bring 1 pound of non-perishable food, that will be donated to support New Milford Social Services fight to eradicate hunger in our town. It will be amazing, because at the same time, we're supporting the achievement of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, focused on number 1 and 2, eradication of extreme poverty and hunger. This will be amazing. And if you can come here, go somewhere else and bring that pound of food, it's never enough. And it will help tremendously, because an empty stomach feeds a very dangerous mind, and we want to avoid that all over the world, not only in our neighborhood. But let's help our neighbors first. As my daughter keeps telling me, if you can hit subscribe somewhere in my YouTube page, which is youtube.com/positive vibrations always, it will help me tremendously. We're building this awesome community of like-minded individuals that have so much good to share. And we are almost 1,000 subscribers. When we get to that point, I can add so many extra tools, trying to make this life a little more interesting and interactive. I want to wish you a fabulous day, filled with love, happiness, power, strength, knowledge, little tools that can help you achieve the life of your dreams, and a lot of coolness to handle the challenges in life without exposing yourself too much and losing control. With tons and tons and tons of positive vibrations always. Thank you. Do you play the piano? Come here.